Hello, my name is Kelly. It has been a very long time since I have posted, but there are not very many interesting stories about that. It is. And nobody really cares anyway. So we're just going to get into it. I just finished my first book of the year. It was Poppy War, if anyone is interested. And I wanted to show you guys a little project that I have done in the past. It's already kind of tore up. But I made this box I read all of my books on Kindle, but I like a visual representation of the books I've read. This is actually from 2023. I've already taken this part off, but you can see there it says 2023. So these were all the books I read in 2023. So what I do is I have little bits of wood and then a sticker with this book was trash, a little sticker with the cover on it. So I thought I'd do a quick video on how I do that because I need to get another one started. Now, like I said, this is from 2023 because I didn't do it last year. And can I tell you that I am so sad that I didn't do it. It was not the same. I put it in, hold please. I keep one of these as like a journal, not a journal, but stuff we did throughout the year. And so this year what I did is I just put a sticker of the book cover here, and I don't like it as much. So we're gonna go back to this. Plus, this was hanging on my wall. It's right by my door to this room. And I'm just sick of looking at 2023. Let's make it 2025. So first things first is I'm going to take all of these out. I would love to take time to tell you my favorite books of the year and what I really enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy. I know I didn't enjoy that. I've got some others, but for the most part, I have a terrible memory when it comes to books. I read it, like this one right here, 0 things. I could tell you 0 things about this book. What's it about? Don't know. Who's in it? Don't know. Nothing. So, I did like The Fourth Wing was pretty good. I remember that. White Smoke was good. Oh my gosh, The Guncle was cute. Again, can I tell you anything that happened? Absolutely not. So I'm just going to put all of these in a baggie because I want to save them. Theoretically, I could reuse these little scraps of wood. Maybe I needed a bigger baggie, but I'm not going to. I am going to reuse the bookshelf though. So put all of these in here with my little tag that says 2023. And then I'll show you the bookshelf itself. So again, I thought I would make more of the actual bookshelves and then have these kind of lined up on my wall, but I don't think I want to do that. I think we're just going to have one bookshelf per year. So these little guys are probably from Temu. If you're a cat owner, you have to have a cat on your bookshelf. So this whole thing was just something probably from Hobby Lobby, but I would think you could get it from any craft store or Amazon. And it came like this, except it did not have the shelves. So all I did, if I recall correctly, these are just glued in. So this is a piece of wood similar to this that's pretty thin. You can even cut it with a straight knife and break it. And I just kind of, measured the depth and the length. Cut these, glued them in. All you need is wood glue. So nothing fancy there. Of course, I painted it, and that's just scrapbook paper in the back. She's a little dirty. So all I need to do to get the bookshelf ready is my glass came out. So I need to re-glue that. And then I want to make another little plaque kind of thing that shows the year. And then I also need to cut out my little pieces of wood. I'm going to cut mine out of this with my laser. However, you don't need to be that fancy. I've seen lots of people do that foam board that you get from Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever. And of course, again, you just cut that with an X-Acto knife, even scissors probably. But because I feel like being extra, and I'm going to cut that plaque on my laser anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my books out of this as well. I've moved to another room where my laser is. I really want to move this out in the garage, but for now it's in here. It's been all over this house, but for now it's in here. I lied in that last video, so I am going to cut the plaque out of this. This is a very thin, easy to cut piece of like balsa wood kind of. And it cuts really easily. So in my head, I was going to do the books out of this as well. However, it's not thick enough. Like I want the spines of my book just to be able to read it. So I need something thicker. As you can see, this was something that I attempted to cut on my laser and it didn't go all the way through. So I'm gonna use, so rather than waste this, I'm gonna use it. What that means is I probably did 2 passes on this and it probably needs 3. Is that ridiculous when you're just cutting rectangles? Should I go just take this with a saw? Yeah, but that's not fun. We're gonna use the laser because why not? I've done other videos on this laser. This is the K40 from Ohmtech, and I love it. His name is Gizmo, and he is pink because gender has no color. Gizmo is all fired up and ready to go. As you can tell, it's kind of loud, and I'm about to plug in one more thing, which is the Air Assist, which is going to make it even louder. So I'm not going to talk much through this. I'll just show you some steps of it. I do have a full video on how to set all of this up. It's kind of old, and I know a lot of you have come here mostly for the embroidery and sewing. But if you're interested, I can do another video on how to set this up. This is the entry-level laser. So it is not just plug it in and go. There are some steps, but I'll turn you around and just show you some of this. K40 Whisperer is the program I use, and this is what it looks like. Those red lines will cut and the black will engrave. I set the engraving to 200 millimeters per second, and I've got my laser set on 20%. Every laser is going to be different, so that's just kind of trial and error where mine landed. So that should be ready to go there. And there we are cutting our engraving. So I engrave first. And now that that's all engraved, I can go back over to my computer with the settings still at 20 for cutting as well. Sometimes I bump that up, but for this softwood, 20 is fine. And I think I do that at about 10 millimeters per second. And then you just click the button to go ahead and cut it out as well. As you can see, it's quite the smoky endeavor. I do have a stronger fan to pull out that smoke. I just don't have it hooked up for this part of the video. But it does, even what's included in the machine does get it out fairly well. That was one cut, and you can crank it up if that didn't quite cut it all the way through. I didn't actually need to. Oh no, I guess I did. So I went through it twice just to make sure. I only had one casualty, which was the 2025 that I attempted to cut out. It just kind of fell apart. It was too small. So then I moved on to cutting out the books, doing the same thing. Had it set up to cut at about 10 millimeters per second. I did crank it up to, I think, 22% on the actual machine. I don't exactly know why it doesn't cut in order. I thought that because I had established it as a compound path in Silhouette Studio that it would cut all at once, but it kind of jumped around a little bit. Here I am testing it. It's not quite done. That was one pass. I did end up doing one more pass on this to get a good clean cut.
It's a little hard to tell in the video, but when you see it in real life, you can kind of tell when it has cut all the way through. Doesn't really look like I'm going to be able to push those out, but they're easy to push out once you've got it all done, and certainly can, sand up the edges if needed.
Okay, so that went well. I did it again, so I ended up doing 2 rounds of it. And I think there were 15 per, so I did lose a few. Like I said, I was using scrap wood that already had cuts on the back, so some of them, let me grab one. Some of them they broke through what was on the back. So I lost a few, so I don't know, 26 or 7 I got. I average about 50 books a year. I would love to do more this year, so I don't know, this might last me, through this summer. So we have our stack of books. I'll clean them up a little bit. This char here gets all over my hands and stuff. But now our books are ready to go. And I have my little thing I'm gonna put on top of the bookshelf. Now I may have said this in the voiceover, but the reason why I cut out the 2025 as well is I was going to place them on top of this to give it more like a 3D effect, but it was too little and they just disintegrated, so whatever. It's whatever. It's for fun. It's a waste of time is what it is, and I love it. So, side note, or side project, I guess. I'm in this room, and over December, I started making little advent calendars for my kids. Now, when I tell you my kids, my youngest is going to be 17. So I'm talking about young adults and teenagers, but they need advent calendars, right? 2 of them don't even live here. They still need advent calendars. So I found all of these shapes on Creative Fabrica. Is that how you say it? Creative Fabrica. And so let me show you how many I have. So here's my box of these guys that are already put together. I think there's 23 in there. I have 3 kids. I don't know if I'm going to do 12 days per kid or 24 days per kid, but I want to keep making them. So I promised myself that over a year, I would make them anytime I have my laser fired up, because the lasers kind of takes time to set up. So all throughout the year, I'm going to anytime I have my laser going, I'm going to cut out some. So here's my stack of those that have not been built yet. So I'm just going to do one quick cut out of those. So the good thing about this side quest is that I'm going to use a different wood. This is something I got off of Amazon, and it will only take 1 pass. So like I said, was that a waste of time to do that hard wood in 3 passes? Probably. But I had it, I wasn't going to waste it. And my lasers, I wanted to use laser, so why not? But this stuff, it's not necessarily thinner, it's just softer. So a softer wood is going to cut a lot faster, or with just 1 pass. So I love using this stuff, but I didn't want to waste it on the books when I have that other. So I got it off of Amazon. I don't think it was that expensive. I got a pack of 30 or something, and I think I can get 2 full houses out of it. That math might be off. I can't remember now. But I'm going to throw this on there and just do a quick cut. So again, 1 pass, most of them came out. I guess I lost 1 piece, and that was totally my fault. I was a little too rough. But those 2 I couldn't get out. With a little force, I was able to get it, and I can just kind of sand that off a little bit and be done with it. So now I'll have to flip it this way, and then cut down here. But one thing I need to do is I kind of need to, I don't know what I was thinking in December, but I got random about what I was cutting, and so I don't even know how many of each shape I need, if that makes sense. So I need to go back and kind of take inventory of what I have, and then maybe readjust what I'm cutting each time. And it's a whole year project in theory. Maybe it's a whole 3-year project. Maybe it's a whole 10-year project. We'll see.
Okay, so now I just have to put it all together. I've got I just threw all those wood pieces in there so that I can keep those throughout the year. And then my little title thing here, I put a very light coat of stain on it. I don't love it, but whatever, it'll be fine. So I'm just gonna hot glue that on and then, oops, sorry. And then fix the glass, and then this will be all ready to go. Hopefully my hot glue gun is, yeah. So I'm not gonna put too much glue on it because I'll probably reuse this frame again next year. So let that dry, and then I guess I'm just gonna use hot glue for the glass as well. Let me just make sure. It's like that, and I mean, I don't know what else to do other than just hot glue it. Probably a better option, but whatever. Do a little dab there. Don't really want it to be seen on the other side, but it's probably gonna be. And I don't think it needs anything too fancy. Uh-oh, we're out of control. Okay, yeah, I didn't really want, oh, what happened here? So you can see that when, I don't know, can you see that? Hang on. When I painted it, I got paint on the glass. Well, I must have just put the glass in a different way than what it was. So, I don't understand. Nope, that didn't work. Do over. So, that is the beauty of hot glue, is that you can always just peel it off and try again. All right, you don't want to watch me peel this off. All right, while I was at it, I scraped off some of that paint, but I did not do a very good job of that either. So, just going to, that's good enough. So I think this time I'll do it, or try to do a thinner layer of glue, but maybe more of it. Do real quick around. You know what maybe I could do is once I set it in there is put some glue. I don't know. There are no small children that come in and out of this room, so it's really just me. And if the glass falls, it falls. Maybe I'll do a bead along here. And yeah, we'll let that dry and hopefully it worked. So the bookshelf itself is hung up and ready to go. Oh, with that, I can see a string of hot glue. So now we just need to make our first book, and I'll show you how I do that real quick. Okay, if you've been around a while, you know I do everything in Silhouette Studio. So let me see, I've already got something saved, I believe. If not, it is very easy to recreate. Where do I want to go? I want to go to user design, right? Tiny books is I think what I have it. Books. No, maybe not. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so all I did to create this template, why am I being slow? I'm getting a new computer in a couple weeks, so this one's really on its way out. For the life of me, I could not get the darn thing to load, so we're just gonna do it again. All I do is I make a rectangle, and then if you go, let me tilt you up just a little bit. I was trying to make it to where you can't see all, there we go. If you go up here and you unlock that, then you can make it the exact size you want. And I know that my little squares that I cut were, I think, oh gosh, were they 1.5 tall, and then I think 1 1/8 wide? But maybe I should go back and check that. Let's see. That looks right. Let me go measure. That was right. All right, so let me get rid of the grid so you guys can see better. Oh, again, my computer is so slow right now. This is not the fault of Silhouette Studio. So then we'll duplicate this because we want front and back. And then actually I will duplicate it one more time because in the middle we're going to have the spine. The spine, obviously, oops, I can just undo that. Oh my gosh, this is annoying to watch. The spine is not quite 1/4 inch thick. This would be good time to use millimeters, but let's do not 0.25, let's do 0.2, I guess, maybe. Let's see, that's good enough. All right, so I've got my 3 rectangles, front, back, and side. And then all I did was just download the cover off the internet, and then you just drag and drop it. And when you pull it over, again, my sad little computer, pull it over, it'll just pop into there.
I don't know why it's cutting off the name of the author, but it's not that serious. Just do that. And then for the spine, I'm just going to type out the title. Oops, sorry. It's currently very big. Oops. Why are we not typing? 2 weeks, people. I get my new computer in 2 weeks, and this will no longer be a problem. Hang on. So I don't do anything fancy with the font. It is what it is. We'll change the color of it, though. Oh, that was weird. Let's make it black, and then I will turn it on its side. Oh my gosh. I might have to restart my computer. I don't know why that's over there. Let's delete that. That might help. All right. And then make it the size we need. About there. And then I'm actually going to change the color of that whole square. And we'll make it, if you go over here and you choose the eyedropper, and then we'll make it like that orange. So that'll change the color of our spine when my computer decides it's done thinking. Oh no, I changed the, hang on. I had the font selected instead of the square. Let's get our square. There we go. Now we can make it that orange. Finally. So all I do now, hang on, let me switch it around. All right, so there we have it. I just used some, random sticker paper I got off of Amazon. Normally, obviously, I would print more of these at once. Oftentimes I'll read 2 or 3 books and then do it. But it's not, for the purpose of the video, I just want to do one real quick. But I'll just feed it in this way next time and fill up the page better. But literally just cut these out. I'm still kind of sad that the author's name is cut off, but whatever. So cut that off. And my battery died. I'm clearly rusty at this. But anyway, so this is now sticker paper. And we're just going to wrap it around one of these little squares we have. I like to start at the spine, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's never perfect, but it's close enough. So then now we go put it on our bookcase. And there's our one sad little book. And a lot of work to do. I'm trying to remember, maybe 15 books can fit. I can't remember how many fit, but my goal this year is to fill up the whole thing, which would probably be closer to like 60 books, but yeah. I'm excited. I can't remember. I started a new book last night and I can't remember what it's called, but I'll keep you guys posted. Again, I'm totally rusty. What am I supposed to say at the end of my videos? I don't know. There's my bookshelf. Goodbye. I'm done talking now.